Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to Wednesday's lesson. So today we are learning to spot alliteration in the poem that I've been reading about lockdown. Now remember, alliteration is where two words start with the same letter and they have to be next to one another. There can't be another word between them. So I'm going to read the poem again to you, and then while I'm reading it, I would write down any alliteration that you can see in the poem. So, for example, straight away I can see trampoline tenses. So that's alliteration because it's T, T. Okay, I'm going to read it, and as I'm reading it, jot down any alliteration down on some paper. So, Lockdown Park. Corston Park watches and waits. Now that wouldn't be alliteration. Although we've got watches and waits and they both begin with W, there's an and in between them, so that's not alliteration. They have to be next to one another. Suddenly squealing, children enter, laughing. The rope swing giggles, the slide smiles. The trampoline tenses, a child clutches the thick frayed rope, and the swing and sways over the soft sand, shrieking. So I'm going to give you a minute, or you can pause the video actually, to write down any alliteration you can see in this section of the poem. So pause the video and copy those down if you can see any alliteration. Right, on to the next verse of the poem. Another child skids down the slide, grinding to a sudden halt. The gentle thump, thump, thump of a distant trampoline provides a steady heartbeat. Steel springs squeak in rhythm, providing a welcome tune. Corston Park sighs and smiles. Now again, we've got sighs and smiles here. They're both S's, but they're not next to one another because there's an and in the middle of it, so that wouldn't be alliteration. So they have to be together. I'm not going to point out the alliteration because we've done alliteration before in class, so you should know what it is. If you want to pause the video now and write down any alliteration you can see in this verse, then do that, please. Lockdown Park watches and waits. Suddenly a sign arrives with shackles. No squeals, no laughter, no children. The rope swing stares, the slide glares, the trampoline slackens. No one clutches the thick frayed rope, no one swings and sways over the soft yellow sand. No steady heartbeat, no squeaky tune, empty Lockdown Park scowls and frowns. So again, pause the video and write down any alliteration you can see in this part of the poem. The house watches and waits. Suddenly a child enters, squealing and laughing. The TV stares, the mat smiles, the table awaits. A child stretches and strains, watching TV PE. Weekly street clapping provides a new heartbeat. Steel saucepans and wooden spoons provide a new clanging tune. A child clutches an array of thick coloured crayons and creates red, orange, yellow, green, something to display in the window of hope. So again, pause the video here and write down any alliteration you can see in these two verses. So just to go over what alliteration is, when words that are close to each other start with the same letter, it's called alliteration. This makes the image stand out. So for example, the slide smiles, you've got S, S. So slide and smiles are next to one another. There's no word in between it, so that would be alliteration. The S sound is used at the start of both words, slide and smiles. So if we have a look in the first verse together, let's have a look for any alliteration we can see just to start you off. So Lockdown Park, that's not the same letter. Before Corston Park, watches and waits. As I explained earlier, these are both W's, but there's an and in between, so that's not alliteration. Oh, but look here. Suddenly squealing. That's alliteration. They both begin with S, so I'd write those two words down. Children enter laughing. The rope swing giggles. The slide smiles. Now, the letter doesn't have to be S. The letter can be anything, but it must start with the same letter. And we've got trampoline tenses. Another child skids down the slide, grinding to a sudden halt. There's nothing there. The gentle thump, thump, thump of a distant trampoline. So thump, thump. They are the same word, so it's repetition, but it's also alliteration because it's starting with the same letter. Provides a steady heartbeat. There's nothing there. Oh, steel springs. Squeak. So there's 3 words creating alliteration. Alliteration only needs to be 2 words next to one another that have the same letter starting, but here we've got 3, so I'd write that down. And then we've got sighs and smiles, but that's not alliteration because and is in between it, so that's not alliteration. So what I'd like you to do is on your purple marker, it tells you how many lots of alliteration I want you to find in the poem, and then you need to write them down. Please make sure you're copying the spellings down correctly as well, because the poem is on this video and you can pause the video at certain points. Okay, if you need me, message me on the blog. If not, then have a great day and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.